In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another GeniusBrain podcast. How are you doing today? My name is David. Co-hosting with.
Mi amos is like Joe Jitsukawa. And like right now it looks like there's two chinos on the TV screen, but actually it's like we're really not. And like, welcome to GeniusBrain because it's fucking awesome.
Khalif.
And then we have our hombre, Khalif boy.
Tight.
Dope.
We can't get shit for that. This whole group in LA.
And I look Mexican.
Yeah, check the sources. Check the sources.
You know, my friend, he's Japanese, and his family's like full blooded Japanese, but they don't speak Japanese. They only speak Spanish, and they're actually Mexican.
What?
Like
Wait, what?
Nationality is Mexican.
Oh, like, damn,
not Mexican blood. All right,
okay.
so like it's funny. So I call this a case of bad timing. So they decided to take a trip to Mexico. Their ancestors, right, to go to Mexico before they came into America. So they were gonna go visit Mexico as Japanese immigrants and all this shit. And then World War II happened.
Oh, shit.
So all of their Japanese family members in California were like, "Don't come here." They're fucking rounding us up in camps and shit. And they're like, well, fuck it. Arriba then, you know? Like, I'm going to stay in fucking Mexico, right?
Fuck it, eh?
And so they just stayed there for like 3 generations or whatever the fuck. You like I think their grandparents came down, raised their parents, all that. So they don't speak no Japanese. They speak Spanish. So they'll be eating at Mexican restaurants, and if they talking shit, they're like, motherfucker, I understand.
That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Because they couldn't go back to Japan because of the fucking
Nope.
war. Did they not know what was going on in the world?
I think I said bad timing, man. You know, like you shouldn't have left. I mean, it's good that they left Japan, you know, because they would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
But I think isn't it ironic how Mexico was probably a safer place than Japan or America at the time?
Yeah,
Can you
it's a
believe
motherfucker,
that? Like, fuck, dude, Mexico was safer back then.
Give us your huddled masses and shit, fool. What's up, eh?
They didn't have the cartel yet, you know?
Oh, yeah, dude. Have you guys seen like any of those docs on like the Mexican cartel and type shit?
Yeah,
dude?
it's tragic.
That shit is
pretty
crazy,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
Like I heard this story from one of these guys that went to Riverside with me. He went to a Korean church and he came back kind of like shook, and he was telling me about this Korean girl. So their family went to that church and they went on some kind of Mexico mission trip, but then the daughter was missing from the trip and she got kidnapped. I don't know if you could even look this up, if it's on the news or something. You might even be able to look up this article. But she got kidnapped. Or
That's
some
sad.
shit. She got kidnapped by cartel or some shit. I don't know what area they went to, but either way, she got kidnapped. And the only way they were going to release her is they give them an X amount of money. But they could only raise half of the money. And so they gave her half the money. Gave them half the money. They're like, this is all we have. They're like, cool. So they sent her back, but they sent half of her.
bro.
Like half her fucking body.
That's nasty.
Isn't that shit fucking crazy, dude?
Damn.
They don't fucking play, man.
That's rough,
America.
though. I can't imagine living in a country where you can't feel safe from like anything in your government or your community or anything. Like it's just fucking nuts, man.
Like the cops will rob you.
Corrupt.
Yeah. I mean, they say America's corrupt and all that, but I'm like, man, I've actually been to corrupt countries, and it is. That's why they're all running away here.
Yeah.
Like, it's different, dude.
I fucking love America, dude.
Yeah.
You go up to a cop and be like, fuck you, eh? And then nothing happens. Well, depending on your skin color. But I'm like borderline in between.
I mean, we have our own set of problems, but man, it is. I don't know. I think it's
Brutal.
just different. Although I have to say, Japan's a pretty good competitor because it's safe as fuck.
Yeah, I've never felt so safe in a country besides Japan.
Yeah,
like
Japan's fucking safe.
You know
but
what's
then there's a price for that safety, though.
Yeah. You know what's interesting though? You know because when we went to Japan this last round, we were in the countryside area, right? People are way different than the people in Tokyo.
Oh, big time.
They don't give a fuck over there, dude. There's
That's
no
like New York versus fucking Sacramento or some shit. You know, like
there's
it's
no
different.
like, remember when we were in Tokyo, we had this thing where a lot of us didn't know which side of the street to walk on, right? So on going traffic this way and the other one that goes the other way. And then there would be people who were visibly upset that we didn't know that shit.
Yeah.
But then I was surprised when we were in Kyoto, nobody gave a fuck.
No one gives a
There was
fuck.
bikes weaving in and out of people. I was like, you guys are lawless, you fucking Japanese fucks.
And I don't know why in Osaka too, like they wait on the right side of the escalator. So like everywhere else in Japan, like you know how if you're on the left side of the escalator, then you let like people on the right just run up if they're in a hurry. Same with stairs or the slow people move to the left, right?
Yeah.
But in Osaka, it's the right. It's always the right.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, like I found it very odd because I even found some like grumpy ass people. Like there's like these. First of all, the population of Japan, they're all above the age of 80. Like what the fuck is that about? All the construction workers were 80 years old.
There were some strong ass grandpas, man.
Yeah, I was like, where's the young people at, man? They're just all old people working.
All the young people are like in the businesses, like in the offices and shit.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Because all the construction workers were fucking geriatric human beings. Like, they are old as fuck, dude.
Dude, the average age of a farmer out there is 75 or some shit like that.
When we went to our tea farm, that it was just a bunch of 80-year-old ladies picking fucking individual tea leaves.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were so short, they were standing up under the shade. Like I had to crouch, but they were just standing up straight, just picking the tea.
Yeah. They're like 3 feet tall.
Oh, man.
So, anyways, if we're going to get to the topic today, a very interesting question that I don't think anybody's really asked me before. The question was, what would you do if one of your kids were born gay?
That's a simple one. Kick them. I'm just kidding.
Cut them out. We did that on the last podcast.
That would be awesome. Like, I mean, your kid pops out and they're like, fabulous. Like, immediately when they come out, like, that's fucking crazy.
It's interesting because I think...
Because all kids are kind of gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they just
they're all, I think it's like if they were born gay, I mean, like, shit, I'd just be used to it from day one. I'd be more surprised if my son was hella like there's no gay signals, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then just all of a sudden,
boom.
It's like, oh shit, you coming out at like 35 years old or something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know, man. I had no idea.
It's like back in the day, I think it would have been more of I would have a lot more to think about just because of based on my ignorance. And I've never really had to think about it. Because in my mind, if I had a kid, they were just going to be heterosexual, right? But I think nowadays, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd be more upset if my kid came up and he was like, Dad, I'm gay. And like, I just didn't want to tell you. I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you want to tell me? Like, what's wrong with you?
I get my feelings hurt like, bitch, why can't you be open with me?
Yeah. It would be a very odd thing.
The thing that if I had any negative emotion, or it's not really negative, but if I had any like objection to it, I'm trying to think. Like the only thing that would make me go, oh man, is I want my genetics to pass on. Like there's just this weird, primal. Yeah, like I want a fucking empire. You know, like
Genghis Khan.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
Like a dynasty.
This guy's Genghis Khan
Because-
right now.
somehow I have this theory in my head that the only way I can reincarnate is back into the program of my DNA. That's what I think. So then my cum has to be in somewhere for me to come back to this world. So like you better fucking come in somebody. I don't care if you're gay.
Just fucking come in somebody and then move on.
Yeah. But I mean, so if I had daughters and if I had sons and then like there was like one gay kid, then that wouldn't worry me because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's cool. I could come back.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna fucking
I could come back in one of your children.
yeah, and one of your kids I'll fucking come back. But then like if I only have like one kid and then I'll be like, damn dude. So I hope technology is good enough to where if you do get a husband, y'all could fucking pop out a kid somehow with our genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel, everybody talks about their, from the few gay friends that I do have, they talk about their coming out moment as being a really huge thing. But I remember when I was younger, one of our friends' younger brothers came out to us, right? But we knew this motherfucker was gay since day one, right? This dude was flamboyant as shit. This motherfucker walk around tossing his hips around and shit, like just for no fucking reason, chassaying down the fucking kitchen and shit.
Always wanting to be the sister when we play house, like that guy.
Yeah, so in our mind we're like, he's gay. Yeah, this motherfucker gay. And
Dude, I had a friend like that. He always wanted to be the mom or the sister.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
So we're all brothers. No, I'll be the sister.
And I think I realized he was gay when his favorite thing to do was to kiss the husband to go to school, to go to work. So they would go in the car. Okay, bye, honey. Oh wait, let me give you a kiss, and then he would kiss the boy and then fucking drive off. And he would want to do that to all the boys.
Oh my God.
So that's why he always wanted to play the.
He goes, I want to drop everybody off.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, this guy likes boys. You know? He likes boys and shit.
Yeah, but when this kid came out, I remember he got mad at us because I guess we kind of ruined his coming out moment, but we kind of ruined it, and not in a bad way. And my personal opinion wasn't bad because he came out and he was just like, seriously, goes, you know what, guys? I just want to tell you guys that I have something heavy on my chest, and I've been gay for a while now. And then his brother looked at him. He goes, no fucking shit, dude. That's what he said. He goes like, no fucking. We all knew. He's like, get the fuck out the way. Like, we're playing games. I just went back to playing games. Because like to him, it wasn't big news, right? He goes, yeah, no shit. You know, like you're gay. He goes, you ruined my coming out moment. He's like, you can't come out. We already fucking knew you were gay. Right? I was like, what the fuck?
He probably had this like epic expectation
ceremony.
of like people be like, really, we accept
We love you, yeah.
Oh, it is like, shut up, we've been accepting you.
That's what his brother's mind state was. He goes, I've been accepting that you're fucking gay. He goes, later on, he told him, he goes, you're not very good at hiding it either. You know? He goes, you don't think our parents knew that you were gay? Like they know. They just never said anything. You know, I mean, but everything's been the same. You know, mom still gives you hugs and kisses. Dad still loves you. So, what the fuck? You know, but
It's more like a game that they've been playing around him.
Exactly.
They should be coming out like, hey, guess what? We've been not like acknowledging that you were gay this whole time.
Yeah, they were just waiting for him just to be comfortable with it himself, you know. But they were just like, well, fuck it, move on, you know. And I think he was just mad because we were playing like we were playing 2K, whatever. I forgot. It was quite a few years ago. We were playing the basketball game.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, and then he was like interrupting his game. And we were just watching him play the game. He's like, get the fuck out the way, man. But I guess that moment was supposed to be huge, right? I think he still holds it against his brother till this day. His brother's just like, dude, like nobody fucking cares, man. I was like, I think you don't know what family you're in. Yeah. Like our family is very accepting and loving. So
That's so funny. That's so fucking hilarious. Dude.
yeah, I think he's still like salty about that shit.
And you know what's funny is that now it's so common to be gay that coming out doesn't even seem as brave anymore. Well, it's still a brave thing to do, but it's I think it's lost its like wow factor.
Which is a good thing, you know.
That's
I think
really
it
good.
should be, yeah.
maybe in California. I'm pretty sure maybe in not such liberal states. It's
Yeah,
not
you're
like
right,
that.
you're right.
We're in a
Or
very liberal and open state.
Like a Bible Belt state and a very conservative family or some shit. You could get disowned and shit. You know?
I worked with the girl who on set, and she was telling me her story. Her father was actually this very famous pastor out like in one of the Bible Belt states, and she's like super openly gay.
Was he like a conversion camp or something?
It was like, so they sent her to a gay camp, like a Christian gay camp, where they're trying to pray the gay demon out of her.
Conversion camp, yeah.
I'm like, how do you pray a fucking gay demon out of you, dude? Like the gay, like,
A gay demon?
I don't.
That's what
I
they-
guess.
Oh.
Like
That gay demon must like be like, motherfucker.
because you know, like I feel like there's like an exorcism that tries to push him out, and the fucking demon just comes out. Hey, just like floats out. Like, what the fuck did you expect to happen? What y'all think I'm gonna just leave like that?
Can you imagine what they do to try to exorcise the gayness out of the demon? Like they're gonna be like, all right, what we're gonna do is bad fashion. We got some motherfucking dildos or like whatever. Like they got all these things that they think
It's like the most ignorant shit ever, dude.
they think that the gay demon would be like, oh
so
no, I
ignorant.
can't be around tackiness, and then they fucking fly away.
Oh no, those colors don't work together. I'm out of here, baby.
Yeah.
It just fucking flies out the way. I don't know, but she went to one of those conversion camps, and she said it was a blast because they would just fuck each other.
So it's like you get all the gay
it's like
kids
the Love
together.
Boat, yeah.
It's almost like sex addict rehab, right? Yeah. You get everybody together and they can fuck all day long.
Yeah, and so what they would do, they would sneak off, and somehow they would do it, and they would just fuck each other all night. And so she said it was like the best time of her life.
Oh, that backfired.
So everyone's pretending that they're like, yeah, you know, and then after hours they're like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, because they're like praying over them, trying to like exercise them and all this other stuff. And it just, they're just waiting for that moment at night when all the camp counselors or whatever goes to sleep and they would just start fucking around with each other.
What if all the people that are volunteers and involved too are gay as hell?
Yep.
Because usually people that are hella homophobic
Are gay.
are fucking
That
gay
would
too.
be the dopest fucking movie ever.
Because they're there and they're sweating and they can't resist because they want that ass so bad. But then they're like so against being gay because they're actually gay themselves. But then they see all these hot guys and shit. They're like, oh my God. And then they can't take it anymore. And then they start like undercover, like fucking.
That should be tight, dude. That's what I would do if I was them. If I was somebody who was really into like big chicks sitting on my face, I would just join fat camp.
Yeah. That's true. What a better place
I know.
than that.
You
Damn.
gotta lose weight, baby.
I didn't strategize well enough, like my dating pool. See, if I knew that, no, it's not fair. You know what though? I feel like gay guys just have more fun.
It's weird. You know what I found out? I know this sounds so fucking ignorant, but we just talk about like male aggression and how they approach women. Dude, fucking gay guys, they approach gay males the same way they approach women. And it's kind of uncomfortable. If you've noticed that shit, like, have you ever been like sexually harassed by a dude? I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah. I work in West Hollywood.
I've been hit on by guys.
But that's just kind of aggressive.
It's super aggressive. Yeah, my first week working in West Hollywood, like I was going to Coffee Bean and the guy wanted to buy my coffee. Like he just wouldn't. He opened the door for me. It was weird.
But when guys try to hit on me, I'm like, nah, I fuck you. And then I get myself in a bad situation because I'm deep in conversation.
He's like, hold on a second. You're not even gay. You just leading me on? He goes, no, because I fuck you, all right? You don't fuck me. You stupid bitch.
I'm not even gay. I just don't like to be fucking
Controlled and manhandled.
I just don't want to fucking be dominated, dude.
But fucking, I guess the question is like, if I had a gay kid, I feel, number one, we're in California, very liberal area. I don't think I would bat an eye at it. There's
I
nothing,
don't even see it as wrong. That's why.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to see who you want to love as something that has anything to do with morals.
Yeah.
Like pedophilia is the thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's not two consenting adults.
Yeah.
But if it's two consenting adults, right? And it's like, let's say you're fucking even. There's even relationships where there's like 70-year-olds getting with 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
I call that a pimp in both directions.
Yeah.
But also it's like, it's odd because you don't get it. But if for them, they found somebody, it's like, so what?
Yeah,
There's fucking billions of people in this world. Why do you have concern for that? Pay your fucking bills.
Because let's say if I have because I even had a conversation once about, is it wrong to want your kid to be heterosexual? Right. And that was a very interesting conversation because I never really thought about that. Right. Like, is it wrong? Or are you projecting something that you want out of your kid that obviously that you can't get if they turn out to be gay? Now, for me, I don't know. That was such a weird question because I didn't know how to answer it. Because if somebody asked me, do you want your kid to be heterosexual? I feel like if I said yes, people would hate me for it.
Well, because we're living in a highly sensitive gay time.
Yeah, because for me, if
everything is very like, oh, you should accept them no matter what, right? But the way I see it is like, is it wrong to want your kid to be a fucking president?
Yeah.
Because some people,
Or tall.
Yeah.
Or,
some people have this feeling of like, where they kind of plan out their kids' life or imagine a kid's life, right? Like, I think if we look at it black and white, yes, it's wrong because you shouldn't expect anything out of your kid and accept them the way they are. But we're all human, and I don't want my kid to be a fucking loser. I want them to do well.
Yeah.
But being gay isn't a loser, right?
Yeah.
I don't want them to mix that up. I'm just saying there's gonna be expectations.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that if you want them to be hetero, that means like, oh, because I don't like the gay shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or if I want them to be tall, it's not because short is bad.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
Because
like,
I think
yeah.
it's so normal. Like, it's become so normal for me that I just look at it as like a trait. Right. So, yeah, I would, if I have a kid, would I prefer him to be tall? Yes. If I had a kid, would I prefer him not to have my bad eyes? Yes. If I had this kid, would I prefer him at the moment when I think, would I want a boy over a girl? Like, is that wrong or right too? And even now, like, people are having an issue with, you can't say whether you want a boy or girl.
Right.
You know, what's the problem? If you should
It just depends on what it's motivated by.
Yeah.
Because some people say it because, like, for example, in China, right? Like there was the one child policy, and then they're hoping that it's a boy because what ends up happening is the boy would stay with the family and take care of the family, and then the girl won't, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But some people are like, oh, I don't want to grow because they fucking complain too much.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Right?
So I guess it's, for me, it's perspective on where you grew up and how you live, right? So some people might say that if they didn't grow up in a very liberal area, I could see why they'd be very sensitive to it. But I feel like growing up how we have and what we're surrounded with, it's just more like, if you're gay, you're gay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need somebody to fucking have a megaphone and blast it in my face. It's like, oh, by the way, I'm gay. It's like, so is everybody else here, all right? Move on. You know, like, nobody fucking cares.
I would say that I would want my kids to be hetero, but it's not the most important thing in the world. So, for example, let's say my kid is hetero, but fucking complete loser. And then that doesn't even matter anymore, because what's most important to me is someone who's not a loser.
Yeah.
So, like, losers in bad traits, like scamming people, fucking, you know, unsuccessful, staying at home doing jack shit, and, like, you know what I mean? Like so, like, that sexual preference for me is like at the it's the least of my worries.
Yeah, it's a trait that's at the bottom of the totem pole of how much I care.
Yeah.
You know.
But if you ask me the question, it's like, yeah, I do have a preference, but that's a preference.
Yeah.
It's like big booty is a preference for me.
This podcast was brought to you by Fiverr, my friends. Let's talk about finding freelance talent for your business or project. Where do you go to find the talent? How much will it cost? How can you be certain they'll deliver? Well, thanks to Fiverr, finding the right freelancer doesn't have to be a struggle. I have used Fiverr specifically for graphic designs for album artwork. And let me tell you something, people, that person was fantastic. And let me tell you something else. I got my stuff done on a timely manner. And let me tell you something else. The price was just right. Fiverr's marketplace connects businesses with freelancers who offer hundreds of digital services, including graphic design, copywriting, web programming, film editing, and more. So check this out. Take 5 and check out Fiverr.com, and you will receive 10% off your first order by using my code BRAIN. It's so easy. Don't waste any more time and get the service you deserve by going to Fiverr.com, code BRAIN. Again, that's Fiverr.com, code BRAIN, Fiverr.com, code BRAIN.
It's a choice.
I just want, hopefully I'm allowed to just crack jokes at him all the time.
So,
that's all I want.
So if you, like, say your kid's in kindergarten, right, and you can just dress up for, like, Halloween, and your son wants to dress up as, I don't know, Captain Marvel, that would be no problem.
You could dress up whatever the fuck you want, but I'm also allowed to make fun of you.
Yep. you make whatever you said if he dressed up as Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
like,
because you look fucking weird. That's all I would think in my perspective.
You mean like if he wanted to be like a ballerina or something?
like a ballerina? Yeah, I mean there are male ballerina, you know, but like I'm just saying, like you see on, like, on, I don't know, Instagram, like, or like those stories about, like, my son dressed up as that one character from Bob's Burgers, with the chick with the glasses.
Yeah.
You know, and it's such like a heroic thing for the father to, like, nurture that and, like, to notice that and know that the pressures of, like, society saying, like, that's gay, but the father, like, doubling down and being like, I'm accepting my son for however he wants to be.
I don't know if I need to nurture that. Like, it's just, if you want to play dress up wherever the fuck you want. It's make believe. So make believe you're a fucking girl. Go ahead.
But what if it's one of those things where, like, you know, like, we knew that you were gay. We've seen all the signs. Would you kind of just let it be, or kind of like take on the responsibility of...
I don't want to take on that responsibility because I don't know what it's like to be gay. So it's not my place to. And also too, on top of that, I want that kid to be able to explore how he wants to explore it. So I feel like sometimes too, some of these parents, because they're trying to be hyper progressive, they're putting their agenda of wanting to be a progressive parent.
It's like they're
onto
making
this
their
kid.
kids gay, even if they're straight.
Yeah,
because they want to be so progressive. They're like forcing their kids to be gay.
Like they'll see stuff like,
Are you sure you're not bi?
Like their kids playing more with boys. They're like, oh, my kid's probably gay. I'm gonna try to nurture that. Well, you don't know. Kids just play with kids. Let them be kids.
Yeah,
Right?
they're figuring out like gender roles and they're figuring out their preferences.
Yeah, because I
and
think it's
like,
odd for a parent to say, I'm gonna nurture their either hetero or homosexual side. You don't. They're kids. Let them explore. They'll figure it out. You know, if they were born gay, then they'll figure out when they're older. Just you can't sit there and try to control what their sexual preference is at that age. It goes both ways. I think it's odd when a parent goes, oh, he wants to dress up as a girl, whatever. I'm going to try to nurture. There's nothing to nurture. They're just kids. Let them
I
have
dressed
fun.
up like a girl.
Yeah, I put on fucking wigs and shit too.
Yeah.
My parents didn't stop me from doing it. They didn't nurture anything.
Right.
It's just if it's in fact that we're sticking to the fact that you were either born heterosexual or born a homosexual, what's there to nurture? There is no nurturing aspect to it, right? Because then now you're going against what your belief is. Now you're saying that, okay, well, this is something that I can cultivate. You shouldn't be able to cultivate it because you said you were born
How can you
that way.
cultivate gayness?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like especially if you're straight.
Yeah.
Like if the parents were gay, that makes sense. You could cultivate like a
positive environment
kid,
for it?
a gay kid that lives in a healthy gay world or whatever. Like
Yeah.
how do you operate as a gay person?
Yeah.
The parents would probably be able to help that, but
Yeah.
straight parents, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't be absent, but I also wouldn't try to control and create something.
I just don't want to be that person who's number one speaking from not without experience on it, and then try to create this environment for them that I think is positive based on something I don't know about. So for me, if I see a kid dressed up as a girl or puts on makeup, I just think that's a kid just trying out some different shit. So I mean, maybe we could see signs when you know your kid, because if you're a parent and that's your child, you could probably see that sign.
Right.
Like, is it, to me, when I see a parent do that, do I think it's smart? I don't think it is. I think that you should let a kid be a kid and they'll be able to figure it out. And then when they need help, then you can help them. But at that point, they're so young, who's to say? Because I've seen a bunch of like boy kids wear their parents' heels, but they're heterosexual kids. They didn't sit there and say like, oh, I could tell this kid's going to be, he needs to find himself, so maybe I should nurture this side. What's there to nurture? You don't know. He's a child. He or she's a child. If the girl wants to wear more boy clothes, maybe because it's more comfortable. Maybe because she only has guy friends, so she sees that as something that she likes to wear. We don't know these type of things. You don't know what's going on in these kids' minds, and they don't know what's going on in their
That
minds.
means the parents are just homophobic
Maybe.
because they think everything is gay.
It's like the person that's so not. It's like they're the ones that always say that they're not racist. I'm not
Some
racist.
of the most racist people are
Say
the
that.
fucking extra safe.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so fucking safe about racism people.
Yeah, because they think it all the time. So I'm like, I think that's a little odd for me. I don't know how you feel.
I
About
think,
it.
I mean, just down the line, because that leads me down to the line of like the stories, and it always breaks my heart when I hear about it when the 13-year-old kid kills himself. Or like the
Because they were
10-year-old
gay and they weren't accepted.
and being bullied. Yeah. So like, who wasn't
I
there
don't know,
to
man.
like? That's what always bugs me. And it being Pride Month, like these stories come out again, I just get reminded of that, and just kind of like, how can we better help? I guess nurture is not the right word, but just kind of like
Acceptance?
acceptance, and have a space, and just like them know, so they don't have to keep it a secret and hold it. Because when you say like, I'll be so disappointed or so sad if my son was gay, he tells me he's at 35.
Yeah.
And for him not to feel comfortable not telling you that.
Yeah, every family's different too.
Right.
And every
Totally.
group. I think in California, it almost feels like you're wrong if you're against gays in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe it feels different in other places, Because I do remember it wasn't too long ago, even in California, like just being gay was like bad. Like, oh, you gay fool?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny to say it,
Yeah.
but because you didn't mean gay. But then also, I think there's like a lot of humor in it. Just watching a guy, like there's comedy in people going beyond what's expected, right? So if a guy acts like a girl, that's funny, or a girl acts like a guy, it's funny because that's not what you're supposed to do,
Right.
right? So now they're trying to change that supposed to.
Yeah, breaks the
So
tradition.
anyone can act like anyone.
Yeah.
But also, I'm very immature.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm malicious about it, but I think it's funny still.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's funny. It's if a guy acts like a dog or like a I don't know, like it's all funny to me.
Yeah.
Even if an adult acts like a kid, it's like when you're I don't know, when people are acting,
against the
against traditional expectations,
Yeah.
to
Just
me it's
humor
just
it.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even you know what though? I make fun of everything, so I'm not a good person to gauge things off.
This is such a weird thing for me to articulate because number one, I just don't think about it. It's not something that it's not to sound crass to say I don't care, as in I don't care about any of these type of subjects. It's just more like if it happens, all right, cool. There's nothing. It's almost like asking, what would you do if you found out your kid had eyeballs? I guess.
Yeah, because I don't see it as a wrong trait. I just think I can't wait to make fun of them.
Yeah.
But that's
stupid little eyes.
But that's true with everything.
Yeah.
Like even if my kid was straight, I can't wait to make fun of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's gonna do something
Funny.
that's funny to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's why it's hard for me to say, because some people joke with malicious intent.
Yeah.
I joke because I'm immature.
It's cool though how I've been. Even the other day, I was eating at this Peruvian joint, and the dude that came up, that dude that came up, right?
That was fucking pretty as fuck.
Yeah, he was the prettiest fucking boy we've ever seen in our life. This fool came up all makeup done and everything, and I just looked at him like, man, the world has changed, huh? Like in a good way. I was like, you could just walk around, be like that, and nobody's gonna say shit to him, dude. Like he's open enough, and he's kind of comfortable in California, anyways, for him to walk around, and it's just more like I'm like, look at that, and he could just walk around and be himself. And that's pretty fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
I know, but he was hella seductive too. So he was like a gay seductive
He
kid.
was pretty as
and
fuck.
He had like makeup on, and then he had a fucking pretty ass face, right? And then he's all like, "Are you guys ready to order?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Damn fool!"
I don't know why he said it like
Am I
that.
dick suck right now? Because this is some seductive Peruvian restaurant, Like, damn.
I don't know why he said it like that, but it was interesting.
Yeah. Are you guys done with your plates? And I was like, damn, dude, so smooth, like
Sultry.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, it's funny. I don't know
Yeah.
why you can't laugh at it.
I
I don't know. It's not like I'm laughing because I hate the dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's just it's different still, until it's very common. And I actually want more of it to happen if that's who you really are and
Yeah.
that's who you feel comfortable with, right? By being. But see, I don't want people to get it mixed up from that and me making fun of someone because they're wearing funny pants
Yeah.
or their hair was funny that day.
I think the humor is just it's the fact that it's something that you don't see normally, right?
Yeah.
So that's just
Yeah.
really what it
Just
is.
breaks it.
But one day it will be normal,
Right.
and then it won't be funny anymore because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the goal, right?
It's hard being sometimes like an outlier and accepting that you are an outlier. And I wouldn't say outlier is the word, but you're just different from the current social norm, right? So there's a big cross to bear with that, meaning that you have to kind of take on that responsibility right now.
Yeah.
And the way society is, with people having to look at you a little different, and you having to go that extra step and explain to people, why you are the way that you are, or taking these funny looks. I mean, that's just for any type of generation.
Anything, man.
Like there was a time where specifically like
Dude, even Asians.
Yeah.
Like us existing was funny to people. Like
Yeah.
just walking around, people would just laugh at me because I'm Asian. And I had
Yeah.
Mexican kids fucking do Chinese eyes and start cracking up because they probably didn't see many Asian kids.
yeah, I mean,
but I was just like,
Progress
so
and time
I'm
are gonna change
normal.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And if they see a lot more Asians, it's not gonna be funny anymore.
Yeah, I just don't think it's like I said. This is coming from my perspective of you're gonna have to be a strong person for now to deal with it. But as you are who you are, and you are putting yourself out there for people to see, and you're kind of normalizing these things, you're just setting up for a more positive generation to happen after you. So as of right now, you just have to bear that cross if you want to be the change that you want to see in the future.
Yeah.
So and there's a lot of people that had to do that. I mean, and for our case too, when we came onto YouTube, just having Asian people on the screen doing like crazy shit like this, or even an Asian person cursing or not like fucking crunching numbers and shit was odd to people. This was only fucking like 8 years ago.
I think it blew people's minds. Like, oh my God, you're not fucking serving Chinese food?
Yeah. This was only this is not even a decade ago. Right. And it was blowing people's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, even me saying a phrase like, you know what I'm saying? They would be like, oh, why are you trying to sound black? This was only 8 years ago. So it takes time for things to happen. And just, I think it just takes strong individuals to really be that beacon of light.
Yeah.
You know?
And I support them because I'm an oddball.
Yeah.
And I know I live it every day. But I think, you know, I also support them to make fun of everything and anything because that makes the world a better place.
I like that about comedy, that anybody can be made fun of at any given point for whatever. You know, I think it becomes sad when things are just, oh, you're not allowed to touch that in the comedy space, anyways. Comedy space, I say you just leave it. Let people be offended though.
Right.
That's fine. Just don't censor that part.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have progress unless we open our mouths.
Yeah.
We got to do it in both ways.
Let people be offended. Let people get mad. That's completely fine. I'm cool with it, to be honest with you. It's just when they have this thing, like, for example, where Twitter's trying to censor all these like specific things that's going to offend people, I have an issue with that.
Yeah,
that's not
silencing is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people don't have the opportunity to change either and learn and like, yeah.
This podcast was brought to you by Purple. Have you ever woken up in a puddle of your own sweat? Have you ever woken up and you were like, man, I thought I slept 10 hours, but it only felt like I slept like 1? Well, that's because you don't have a purple mattress, my friends.
Yep.
I have a purple mattress. Joe has a purple mattress.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. Every day, my back whispers to me, thank you, David. Thank you for blessing me with purple mattress materials, because I'm talking about it feels great. I'm saying it feels great to wake up refreshed once in my life. I've been told my whole life as an Asian kid that I should sleep on rocks and firm beds. And apparently it's really bad for your back, but Purple Mattress has saved my life.
That's right. And the purple mattress will probably feel different than anything you've ever experienced because it uses this like brand new material that was developed by an actual, get this, rocket scientist. And it's really not like the memory foam that I used to use. And the purple mattress feels really unique because it's both firm and soft. And at the same time, it keeps everything supported while feeling like really comfortable. And like you said, it's breathable, so it sleeps cool. So here's the really cool part of it, okay? So there's a 100-night risk-free trial. If you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund. That means you could sleep for 100 nights and just return it if you don't like it. And it's backed by a 10-year warranty. That's pretty cool. And there's free shipping and returns and free in-home setup and old mattress removal. This is just amazing.
So check it out. You're going to love Purple. And right now, our listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts they're offering site-wide. Just text BRAIN to 84-888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text BRAIN to 84-888. That's BRAIN to 84888. Message and data rates may apply. Yeah, it's such a weird thing where I see that on Twitter where I forgot what was trending, but you know, Twitter's trying to censor anything that's offensive, and it's just a very poor representation of what life is. And that's the same problem that I have with a younger generation, which I'm pretty sure our older generation said that about us, where they're just becoming soft. Like, you just don't want to hear bad things. That's life. You're always going to hear bad things. And mind you, like the medium that you're hearing these negativity, the negative stuff and the negativity is coming from a very specific source now. But you also have that option as a person to not be on that platform. And nobody takes that option. They go, well, I'm on Twitter, I have to see this. You don't have to be on Twitter.
I think that might be a little hard because saying that might be telling us you don't have to have a telephone. You know, it's a piece of the society today to talk on Twitter or to talk on Instagram.
I feel like Twitter's a little more visceral because it's just words, right? So
That's
I know
true.
like YouTube, you can watch a video, be entertained.
Yeah.
You know, or you can do stuff like Instagram, share that stuff, right? And choose to not look at these comments. But Twitter is specifically made to read words. So there's no escape from that.
Yeah.
So that platform for me, it's just just choose not to be a part of that, or you could choose not to follow certain people.
That's true. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I choose not to follow people that I feel are toxic.
Yeah, and don't feel like blocking people is a sign of weakness, because I block people for fun all the time. It's almost like
that's
it's
true.
Like, it's a sport for me now. People, you block them because you have nothing else to say to them. No, you're right, because they're dumb. I can't have a conversation with them.
And sometimes they're just trolls, and you want them to go through the job of making a new account.
Yeah,
And then you block them right away, and they have to make another account.
yeah, for sure. I know. Like you, I mean, you're always in like the West Hollywood area.
Yeah,
and that's
always.
just not a stereo. If you guys haven't been to LA, like there's a huge gay community in the West Hollywood
Yeah,
area.
definitely. Yeah, it's definitely. What did Dave Chappelle say about San Francisco? It's like the Castro district. It's like the butthole of North Cal. Yeah, we was definitely the butthole of
LA.
It's SoCal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, it's such a never would I have thought, initially wanted to become a basketball, playing the NBA, play semi-pro, quit, be an actor, get a survival job, work in West Hollywood, and then see what that's all about. And then having all my coworkers be gay, and I'm the only straight guy. So every time it's like a joke, like when Easter comes around, like
They make fun of you now.
they make fun of me. Yeah, I'm the guy. Like they're like trying to think of like they're like thinking about like painting the room, the office, and like a crew, like the color a crew. I'm like, what the fuck is that? They're like, you don't know what a crew is? I'm like, no. It's like, oh, don't worry, you're not gay. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck?
See,
So
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I
and
love.
it's so funny
Everybody
for them.
makes
It's
fun of
funny.
everyone.
Yeah, so it's totally funny, And
And now
then,
you're the odd one
so
because
I'm
you're the
odd
straight one.
Right. So like my boss is like super sweet, and he'll give us like cookies or whatever from Erewhon or something,
Yeah.
and like it's all like Easter eggs, and then like one chick, and like Khalif, guess which one's yours? I'm like, the chick, yeah, because you like girls. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
okay, cool.
They
It's
just
like
fucking-
little shit like
they're
that.
bullying you and shit. What's up, hetero faggot? Like, what'd you call me? You're a hetero faggot.
It's like, what?
They start fucking punking you and shit now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just mob mentality is what it is. When
I think
something
so.
becomes,
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a gay or hetero thing.
It's the
It's just
different
mob-
one.
Yeah,
it's
just a different one.
People like to pick
The
on
majority.
somebody that's
The
different.
minority, yeah.
The majority always crushes the minority.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
Yeah. So every time for lunch, I always hear about my coworkers like grinder stories, and it's just so interesting. Like just learning about the world and like bottoms and power bottoms and like all that
I
shit.
don't
I'm
know
like,
what's going on,
holy
dude.
crap! And he's just showing me like what they'd say, and it's like dick pics. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And like 17-year-old Khalif was kind of like, I mean, he was because the majority like I would say I was like I wouldn't say I was homophobic. I just thought it was just funny.
Well, like fucking homosexuality in the black community is something that's
taboo. Like
it's super taboo.
Yeah.
I mean, you get beat up, jumped, and all that other shit.
yeah, I mean, I'm putting my down blast. He's like, I don't mind if they're gay, just don't fuck me. It's like that whole mentality.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Then why would they want to fuck you in the first place? Like,
Like,
who are
usually
you?
coming from a
Yeah.
guy that's like ugly as fuck too. They think if someone's gay, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, they're gonna try to fuck the shit out of all of
Right.
us."
That's such a stupid
Oh
mentality.
my, if they gay, they just can't get this ass.
Yes.
And the gay dude's like, who wants to fuck you? What you
Yeah.
want? You don't want to fuck me?
it's
They get
like,
hella
I'm
offended.
offended.
What you mean you don't want to fuck me? I'm fuckable.
Yeah, I play varsity.
Yeah. I was in the NBA. You want to fuck me? Come on, man.
Yeah, but I always find it so fascinating, especially this month being Pride. It's just like it's such a beautiful thing seeing everyone just on the streets and really embracing that.
There was I didn't know we had an Asian Pride Month.
Was it like last month?
It was the month
Asian heritage
Asian
or
Pacific.
Asian
yeah,
Pacific.
it's like
APH.
March or April.
Yeah, it's like-
no, it was last month.
Oh, was
It's
it?
May?
It's May, dude.
I don't know.
I'm a bad Asian.
Nah, I'm always proud to be Asian. That's why, homie. Dude, man,
you know-
motherfucker.
Dude.
But I'm just gonna say this, but like, there's a lot of fucking Asians out there, in one whole month, I don't know. We need a China month, a Japan month, a
know.
Korea month, and
Let's start off. Did you guys even come across the article about like this petition for straight Pride Month?
I don't think we need that. I think straight
No, we definitely don't need
I
that.
think
But there's like
straight
just that
pride.
entitled, yeah, straight pride.
They
Like
just-
just entitlement.
who's starting this bullshit?
I don't know.
I think
bro.
that's a funny joke. I think that's funny
Yeah,
to have
It's a
as
funny
a joke.
joke.
That's
You're
pretty
right.
funny.
Yeah, it's a joke. But no, someone's like started like
It's called Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
straight Pride month.
I think if people are serious about fucking straight Pride Month, I don't think they understand why people have these months. It's because it's to represent a minority. right? So it's to give a minority a time to shine.
Yeah, because white people are recognized every fucking day.
Yeah.
That's why.
You don't need White Pride Month, because every day is White Pride Month.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
White
just
privilege.
it's to allow a minority to be happy and
Highlighted
and
the history
appreciated.
and appreciate, yeah.
That's
Right.
like something that doesn't happen on the regular. That's why there's Black History Month, there's Asian Heritage Month, there's Pride Month. That's why we have these things. It's not to say like, oh, we're gonna be fucking in your fucking face. It's
Right.
more like, let us shine for a
Appreciate
second.
our history, like the Stonewall Uprising.
I
Yeah.
mean, because white people live in a bubble, a white bubble,
Yeah.
and they could just listen to white content, watch white things, and
Yeah.
they will not even know that minorities really exists in America.
Yeah.
And I learned that from Jess. Like she told me that like when she was a kid, she grew up like pretty, I guess like not so well in a community of blacks, Mexicans, or whatever. Like it was like multicultural, but it was like the welfare like housing center, right?
Yeah.
So when she moved out to Texas, she grew up in an all white town. And then the only minority there was like a couple of Mexican kids, but a lot of them also were kind of Americanized.
Yeah.
And then so she didn't
Bunch of
really
fucking white
know.
hoes and shit.
She didn't really know like really what the outside world thought of white people.
Yeah.
She had no idea. She didn't know that there was still like, issues or anything.
Like
She just
institutionalized racism. and all
no,
sorts
she
of stuff.
thought it was just like, oh, that was the 60s, but thank God we got over all that. So with that mentality, I can see how there's a lot of white people that just don't know because they're like, I thought that was over with.
Yeah.
Because they live in a little
Different.
area there's a bubble. They don't, and this is the first time in history where we have the ability to talk to them online
and show 'em.
directly. Yeah. And say how we feel about them and all that stuff.
And it's almost a sense of denial sometimes, even though it's hard to, because media likes to twist a lot of things too. So there's a lot of distrust.
That narrative, yeah.
So it's like, well, how much of this is
Yeah.
real? How much of this is false? And it's hard for us not to use personal incidents as a way of evidence, because it's bias, right?
But also in white culture too, they're not collective like Asians or minorities are more collective culture, right? So for them, it's like what does a white guy in Indiana have anything to do with some white guy in fucking Arizona? Right. That's that guy. That's that dude that was racist to this black
be
guy
so
has
different.
nothing to fucking do with me. So why should he be responsible for that? But
yeah.
we live with the burden of, oh man, this fucking Asian guy on the news, don't make us look bad.
Bad,
Don't make
yeah.
us look bad. Like all of us carry the weight of our culture.
Yeah.
We shouldn't, but that's just the effect of
That's
it.
true. When you say that, that's how I think all the time. When we were traveling, I mentioned this shit. I just saw a bunch of Chinese tourists. I was like, don't you fucking be a stereotype. And without fail, they're always a stereotype.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you dare fucking piss in that bag and throw it on the floor. Don't you fucking do it, dude. Don't you dare shit on that newspaper and leave it there. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, Korean person, dude, don't you dare fucking just start beating your wife in public. No, I'm kidding.
And that's why we gotta tell all of our non-Asian friends, like, no. Look, there's a difference. Like that's Koreans. They do that stuff. Not us, okay? And then they're like, what are you talking about?
Like, Korean people do that, all right? Japanese people cheat on their wives.
Yeah.
All right, don't fucking confuse us with those pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's always interesting, like Jubilee, when they do like those levels.
That's Mario. Hello, almost. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
That's Mario. You want to pop into the camera and say hi?
Show your face.
What is he doing here then?
That's Ray.
That's Ray.
Ray's just laughing in the corner, baby. Hello.
Ah,
Yeah. Say hi.
The camera's on the ceiling.
I know.
Yeah, that's my perfect time.
Oh, your hair looks cute. I like it. It looks refreshing.
Thanks
It was so long before.
it was. Look, wait, is it this?
Yeah, we're recording and she doesn't give a fuck.
It's in there.
Hey, thanks for buzzing us in. That was us that called you. Me and Ray.
Yeah.
We heard you, but we didn't understand
I
it.
hear you guys.
We
I
heard
was
you. We
surprised-
just got scared and didn't say anything.
Why'd you get scared?
Because we thought we rang the wrong place.
Wait. So what were you talking about? The Jubilee? What?
Oh, just Jubilee when they say like, are all.
Oh, you mean
Asian-
Jubilee Project?
Jubilee
Yeah,
Project.
yeah.
Like I always find it so fascinating because like they garner so millions and millions of views, and like I always look at the likes and dislikes, and like are all Asians alike? Are all gays alike? The anti-pro, and it's just the spectrum. It just goes back to like do all white people think alike, and it's
Yeah.
so interesting when they pick these
People
people.
think in weird boxes too all the
Yeah.
time. Somebody tweeted at
Boxes,
me the other
yeah.
day when I was asking for suggestions for this podcast. He goes, "Do a video about East Coast Asians versus West Coast Asians." I just wrote, "What does that mean?"
This
It
ain't a
means
funks,
funks, bro,
This
bro.
ain't a funk, bro. Like fucking
Yeah.
video. Like
Dude.
that's.
Do I look like a fucking loser to you, dude? No.
It's that time.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, it's such a dumb thing. I hate it when fucking Asian people do shit like that, dude. It's so fucking annoying, dude. It's like Asian, this person versus that Asian. Like, what does that mean, dude?
Yeah, why are you creating that?
What are you creating? It doesn't even exist. You're creating these subcategories that don't fucking exist.
It makes us look bad,
It makes us look terrible. Dude.
and it gives
Yeah.
I'm not dogging on that guy. I'm pretty sure it was a very innocent question, but for me, it's a pet peeve of mine.
But it's like tribalism.
yes,
Yeah.
And it's you create monoliths out of shit. Like you got to think of people as individuals.
Yeah.
And then sure there might be some observed similarities, which is okay, but you can't categorize and be like and write people off. Be like, oh, you're a liberal. Oh, you're a conservative.
And
oh,
that's-
you're this.
that's
you're
what it
that.
does.
I don't want that. Yeah, I want people to speak their mind, and everyone
talking.
has their own type of
Trying to figure it out.
stories, and there are similarities, but everyone's got to be represented as individuals.
because I got a bunch of and the reason why that doesn't resonate with me because I got a bunch of Asian homies out in New York. I don't know the diff. They're just people. Like they're the same thing.
Yeah.
We just use different slang.
Is this you?
Huh? This you?
This you? Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, B? Yo, what's
like-
going on, B?
it's like,
Yo,
oh,
this
shit.
you? Yeah. Fam. What else? New York slang and shit. What's up, fam? What's up, B? This you? Fucking
That's it.
bodega cats and shit.
Bodega cats.
Yeah.
I don't know any New York stuff.
Me
Yeah,
either. So keep
New York
going.
slang's crazy.
I just know Hawaiian.
You know.
Hey, bro.
Well, look at that. Time is up now.
You're gonna go get some musubi, bro.
You gonna get some musubi, bro? We can't. You sound drunk.
Put you to
Well,
bed.
thanks for asking that question. Once again, that's a perspective from three hetero guys. So I don't really know. Once again, we're in California. We're in a very liberal state. So when you ask that
Yeah.
question, it's kind of hard for us to fish for an answer because to me, that wouldn't really matter. It is what it is. I guess it wouldn't be a big deal to
it's
me.
not important.
It's not important.
Yeah, not important as in it doesn't matter. It's not something that is
A concern.
a moral wrong or right.
It's not a concern of mine.
To
Yeah,
me,
'cause-
it exists, man. It's
Right.
existed in history. It's a part of being human, and I don't think people should deny that.
Yeah.
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 Well, guys, catch us on iTunes. Ask those questions again. That was actually a hard one. Usually, I have like a pretty solid answer for things. This one just actually.
It's because it's not our world, man.
Yeah, it's not our world.
We don't think about it.
I definitely
Yeah.
gotta bring one of the gay homies in. Maybe they can elaborate on this way better than I can.
Yeah, I got gay friends, but I never got really close
Yeah.
to any like gay acquaintances, right?
Yeah.
I never got really close to any.
I have a ton.
Yeah.
We should
I
just
have a
bring
ton
them
from
in.
different
Yeah.
all ages. So, yeah.
Bring them all in. They could talk about them.
Dope.
Anyways, guys, catch us on Spotify, iTunes, all that other good stuff. And give us that 5-star. Leave in the comments below some other topics or questions that you guys want to ask us. The more difficult, the better, because you just that fly on the wall listening to all these conversations, baby. Well, you could catch Khalif at Khalif Boyd on Instagram. He is an actor and also a penis model. So
I am.
yeah, gay guys, DM him only.
Everybody, baby.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.